And welcome back to the 757 at 6 here on ESPN Radio 94.1. Thanks for spending your steamy July evening with us. Matt Hatfield here with you. And at this time, we're joined by a special guest. He got it all started right here in the 757. The Lake Taylor Titans won a state championship with them and then went on to win a national championship with the Buckeyes of the Ohio State University. Became a fourth-round draft pick in the NFL in 2018 by the Minnesota Vikings. And is here to tell us about all the new things he's doing and everything in the life of a football player. Jalyn Holmes with us here on ESPN Radio 94.1. Jalen, how is life in Minnesota?
It's good, man. It's good. I'm actually in Columbus, Ohio right now. I just purchased a home out here, so I've been out here all off season. About to make way to Minnesota next week, though.
Okay, well, you've embarked on a new side venture, if you will. You and your business partner, Reginald Prevail, I believe the name is. You've launched this trucking company, Beast Coast Trucking. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so Beast Coast Trucking is just, like your normal trucking company that, you'll see. We just going to be hauling different things, 18-wheelers, and then, we just hope to expand from there.
And you said in the release that you put up on Twitter, in a time where our country is in turmoil, laden with division, where the definition of a black man, seems to be up for debate, I thought it was no better time than now to make this announcement. Ever since I was a child growing up in Norfolk, Virginia, I knew I could be more than just another name on a roster or depth chart. I knew I had worth beyond the powdered chalk lines and bright lights at Lake Taylor High School or in the horseshoe at Ohio State. And now as a professional athlete and as a member of the Minnesota Vikings, I think it is important for me to display that I can do more, that I am more. When you were growing up, playing for Lake Taylor and just as a kid, how much did you think about these type of things and making a difference beyond being a football player?
I mean, at the time in high school, I knew I always had to have a solid plan B just in case. It was different things I was thinking about at that time. But as, my dream to pursue the NFL got realer, different other ideas came and went. And, I got introduced to the trucking game about a year ago. And I just did my homework and research on it. And, organically, I was also building a relationship with my business partner. And it just only made sense for us to do it. And, he's a hardworking guy. And I consider myself a hardworking guy. He comes from a good family. Actually, our families is actually closer than we knew. And as our relationship started to grow, we started to learn different things about each other and learn that, our families cross paths in so many different ways. So he had an interest in the trucking company as well. And, we just made it happen. And now organically, we just trying to work hard and, trying to build from there.
Sure. That's great to see. Now, what's been the reaction from your teammates and friends and those in your inner circle? And what are you hoping comes of Beast Coast Trucking?
Well, I hope it becomes something that, I can provide a service, especially back home in Virginia, and, provide different jobs and, help put different people on. But the main thing, is to, we get in business to make money. You don't, run it to have a nonprofit in the sense of, I support nonprofits. I'm actually trying to get on board with nonprofit, but, this business, we're in it to make money, but also to try to bring people up and, hopefully give people a second chance in this business.
I'll get to some more issues, social issues, and also the game of football here with you. But how have you and your family and loved ones been during this pandemic? I mean, I imagine it's been crazy for you to watch here since March, basically no sports for the most part, right?
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like a lot of my friends, people I consider my close friends, they still, was blessed to able to still continue and grind and work and not, losing jobs. And it's unfortunate a lot of people throughout the country have. And I just felt like it was a time for me to, one, also, train because that is part of my job and it is still my off season. But two, venture out and do something that can provide an income for me that's outside of ball. And that's why, I ended up coming up with, not just me coming up with it, but me and my business partner ended up, creating Beast Coast Trucking.
We're talking with the former state champion and all-state performer. He did it at tight end and defensive end for the Lake Taylor Titans. Now with the NFL's Minnesota Vikings, Jalyn Holmes, our guest here on the 757 at 6 on ESPN Radio 94.1. You can follow him on Twitter at jholmes_. And he also was a standout for the Ohio State University with the Buckeyes in their national championship and that Rushman package. And Jalen, you put out a tweet here back on the 19th of July. I am a ball player through and through. Everything about the game is me. It saved me. # we want to play, but let's do it right. Hear our voices because NFL, I'm also a father, a provider, and so much more. Give me more about that tweet. And I know all the talk here about preseason football. We've discussed it on our show. Should there be 2 games, 1 game, none for this year? Give me your take on that as well.
Yeah, so we're going to go, the league decided to go with they're not doing any. I feel like that's the smartest way. I feel like, I want to play. I know everybody else in the league wants to play, obviously. And the way to do it is go about the smartest route. And I feel like we got to continue to make steps to go about this smartest route so guys can come home to their families. Because just like I tweeted that, I didn't just tweet that for me, but I kind of tweeted that for so many other guys who got a son or a daughter, a wife or whatever they got to come home to, because people look to us as providers. And, we can't provide if we, sick. So it's just, to put that pressure and bring that spotlight to the fact that we have to be in a safe environment, a healthy environment, so we can do our jobs. To have a season, and to have a whole season, we got to go in and do it right.
I'll get to your team and the Vikings here in a bit, but we've all seen the devastation this country has been dealing with through the coronavirus, as you touched on, and the thousands of illnesses and deaths, and then the racial reckoning as well. Very tough times for so many in our nation. Jalen, the killing of George Floyd right there in Minneapolis in late May, what type of emotions and feelings did it conjure up in you?
I mean, just seeing it in the city that I played in, the city that drafted me, I feel like I was trying to, kind of getting some type of ties, and I was really getting familiar with the city with my 2 years there. And then it just hurt to see. I feel like the outrage was kind of a predictive response to that, but I feel like, this country has to make a change, and that we can't keep seeing that. Unfortunately, that wasn't my first time seeing a black man execution be televised, in a sense. So we got to do things that may change. We have to be consistent in our commitment to make change so them things won't continue to happen. And, it starts with local government and all the way up.
Very true. Have people that are in your life, whether it's teammates, friends, coaches, you name it, white, black, any nationality, religion, creed, color, have they had conversations regarding what's been going on in our country? And what's been your response to anyone asking, how do I make a difference?
My response is, man, just one, I believe in just people. It has to be good people, and we have to eliminate the bad. We got to make the bad people feel very uncomfortable. And I just feel like people who want to help and do the right thing, one is to vote and vote for the right people and vote for good people, and also just try to get in the community and listen and try to fix different things like the school systems. As a whole, it's so many different ways and avenues we can create change, and people have to be dedicated and stay consistent in it. And it just can't be a trend. It has to be something that we do every day.
Talking with Jalyn Holmes of the NFL's Minnesota Vikings. He started at Lake Taylor High School in Norfolk and also won a national championship with the Buckeyes of Ohio State University here on the 757 at 6 on ESPN Radio 94.1. Before I get to your second season there that just finished up in the NFL, Jalen, people have all kinds of mentors and guiders in their life. Tell me about, I know two big ones for you, Hank Sawyer at Lake Taylor High School, Urban Meyer there at Ohio State, what those men meant to you, not just as a football player, but as a man.
Well, just starting off with Hank Sawyer, he just always preached family, always kept me grounded, and that's something I appreciated. I could never walk around there with a big head, because he'd be the first one to tell me, it's a lot more work to do. And that's one thing I always and still appreciate about Coach Sawyer. And Coach Myers the same way, just continue to grow on and off the field and always to work hard and be very detailed. And since I was at Ohio State, Coach Meyer treated and tried to have our team ran as a professional football team, because when we got to the NFL, it wouldn't be a surprise. So those two things from those two people are something that I'm glad I got from them.
How was your second season in the NFL different from your rookie campaign in the league?
I feel like it started to slow down a tad bit. I feel like I got a lot of knowledge out of it. I ran into some hiccups early with, injuries and different things like that in camp, but it was definitely a step in the right direction. Maybe not as many steps in the right direction, but I definitely moved forward, didn't move backwards. And it's my third year, man. I'm real confident, lost a lot of weight, moved back to defensive end. It's just good vibes and good energy going into the season, and I'm excited. I haven't been this excited for football in a long time.
That's good to see. It could be a real breakout year for the guy in the NFL from Lake Taylor High School in Norfolk, Jalyn Holmes. Which play sticks out for you, my friend? The first career sack during Week 7 of your rookie year in the win over the Jets when you took down Sam Darnold, or the fumble recovery there in that playoff win against Drew Brees and the Saints?
I guess the fumble recovery, man, it helped change the game. They was about to score. I feel like it was just a good turnover, man, and to do that in a playoff game, not too many guys can make it to the playoffs. So that just was a big moment for me, and I'm glad, my family got to see it, and I'm glad my family, the people back home in the 757 got to see that too, and it gave them something to brag about. So I definitely think that the fumble recovery stands out the most for me.
Great moment for all that have watched you here in the 757 and root for one Jalyn Holmes. Two more for them. We'll do rapid fire and let you run, Jalen. I really appreciate the time here. What did that playoff game that you guys lost to a very good, physical, nearly Super Bowl champion, San Francisco 49ers, they fell to the Chiefs as they took the Lombardi trophy. But what did that game show you guys and teach you as you move into this year?
Just what I took for that game, man, we saw what a championship team looked like, even though they did fall short of the Super Bowl. But the 49ers were a championship team, and I felt like, if anything, that loss brought our team closer, and we know what it takes. And it's just we got to keep believing ourselves, believing in the coaching staff, and do what we have to do so we can get there and just continue to play selfish ball and on both sides of the football, and we can do big things next year.
It's funny. I think back to those Rivals 5-star days when it was you and Andrew Brown and Quinn Blanding and Deshaun Hand and, Derek Nottie. He got himself a ring, Kansas City Chiefs at Ocean Lakes High. Has he been bragging to you? Have you guys been talking at all since he won the trophy or no?
I haven't talked to Derek recently, but I do know I can bet my money. I can bet money on it that he will let me know. We all real competitive guys, man, and I feel like that's the reason why we at where we at now, is because we always was competing and always looking to do better. And I recently talked to Andrew Brown, and he's doing well. He's in the best shape of his life as well, and trust me, he's gonna have a big season there too. Quinn Bland the same. So Derek Nottie got it for right now. That's all I can say about it.
You got a chance to get one and match them too. Last one there, Jalen. How close is this team to a Super Bowl in your eyes, and what do you got to do to help them get there?
I mean, every year, people say on paper, this team's closer, that team's closer. I mean, I feel like everybody starts in the NFL. Everybody starts square one. It's a new season. We all on the same boat right now. I feel like right now we got to just continue to do what we do best. Continue to build a team chemistry, because there's going to be adversity. There's going to be adverse times throughout the season, and we continue to build that team's chemistry. We're going to be able to get over those humps. So I feel like we always got a shot every year, and we just got to continue to do what we have to do. Before
we let you run, and we really appreciate the time. Ready to play some rapid fire with us?
Sure, I can.
All right, here we go. Jalyn Holmes, Minnesota Vikings, NFL, Ohio State national champion, state champion, Lake Taylor High School in Norfolk, here with us on the 757 at 6. What's the best TV show or movie you've watched since the pandemic?
Ooh, I just, and don't judge me, I saw Goodfellas for the first time.
Goodfellas, really? That's one of my favorites.
For the first time, yeah. I would say between Goodfellas and started the show, The Godfather of Harlem. They neck and neck right there.
All right. Who's your favorite? De Niro, Pesci, or Ray Liotta in Goodfellas?
De Niro.
De Niro, yeah. You got to go with Bob De Niro. He's always great in those movies. Who's Jalyn Holmes' coolest teammate?
My coolest teammate? What do you mean by cool? Like close?
Yeah.
Person I'm closest with, or just the smoothest dude?
You can give me either or.
I say probably the closest guy, and I got a group of guys, Jaleel Johnson, Hercules, Amon Watts. We was all interior D linemen together when we was young. So that'd be my closest guys. But the coolest, the smoothest dude I got, man, Mike Hughes.
Okay. Coolest player in the league that's not a teammate?
I really don't keep up with you. So I don't know. I guess I go with I like Todd Gurley. I like how he moves.
Todd Gurley, okay. A few more for you. What fortune would you want to get from a fortune cookie? Make you think on that one.
Well, I'm working towards this, but if the fortune cookie gonna give it to me, just hand it out. Generational wealth, that'd be something I'd take from.
Okay. Song you're most ashamed to admit you enjoy listening to?
What's that song out right now? It's by Lil Baby Rockstar. It's a radio little joint, but when it come on, got a little bop to it. I know it's kind of played out. When I hear it sometimes, I got a little, it gets some love from me.
All right. We'll expect a TikTok after a playoff win of that, all right? All right, last two, and then you give a shout-out. Hardest subject in school for Jalyn Holmes was what?
High school or college, like anything?
You give me both if you like. What was the hardest subject?
High school. What was the hardest one in high school?
Couldn't have been what Coach Sawyer taught. It couldn't have been that class.
It couldn't have been that, no. I don't really got Which one was that? Chemistry? Chemistry was crazy hard.
Okay.
In high school. College, it would be accounting. That was
accounting.
That was tough.
All right.
Yeah.
Last one that you can give some shout-outs. Most cherished item you've bought since making the NFL is what?
The most cherished item I bought myself a Rolex. I got my son's name in it. That's probably the thing I'll probably never get rid of, and hopefully I'll pass that down. I get passed down generations in the family. That'll probably be it.
And your son's name is?
Jalyn Holmes.
There you go. Same name. There you go. Don't have to do any changing to that name there. Hey, let your run here. Shout-outs to anybody like to give back home here in 757?
Shout out to my mom, my entire family, my business partner, my other former teammates from high school, Aaron, Harry, Courtside Delman. I know I'm missing some. Trail, even though he's not even in the 757 no more. Donovan Powell, all the guys I played football with. And shout out to all the guys that never beat me. So they're there.
There you have it. Jalyn Holmes from Lake Taylor High School, a state champ, a national champ with the Buckeyes of Ohio State, now with the NFL's Minnesota Vikings, doing great things on and off the field. Thank you so much, my friend. We'll keep in touch, and you stay safe and be well, all right?
All right.